Bluesfantv, we're outside Stamford Bridge, Chelsea 0, Man City 3. I'm here with senior man Kharshy. Unfortunately, the time is what? 7:45. We're still outside here. Unfortunately, Kharshy lost quite a lot of the footage, but it goes to but that just sums up our afternoon today. Terrible, man. Talk to me, bro.
Yeah, bro. You know, honestly, I start with the lineup. I think the lineup was pretty much of what I predicted yesterday. The only difference, which I think had most impact on the game, is the fact that Arthur came in. Look, we don't have too much of option. I really understand. The guy was decent enough, but I don't see anywhere we can survive playing Fofana and Arthur against these guys, bro. Apart from looking at these guys as world-class player, these guys are so physical. They are so physical that they can easily bully Ato and Fofana at the same time. So talking about the lineup, I think it's decent enough. I think what I expected from the lineup really paid off in the first half. But you know, I think Santos really did well. But I would have preferred to have Lavia in that first half. That would have made a very huge difference, because when you have a sort of guy like Lavia, which is a big guy as well, will probably be able to do one or two things. But you know, honestly, the most, you know, I mean, how do I say this? I mean, the most painful part of this game is that having to watch that sort of first half, that we were so decent, we were up there chanting and thinking we can get something out of this game, maybe a draw or probably maybe a 1-0 win. But what happened, bro? What happened in the second half? Just in 10 minutes into the first half, and we lost 2-0. We considered 2 goals in 10 minutes, bro. That was the most craziest thing that I've ever seen this season, bro. We were decent enough in the first half. We were like showing to this guy that we've got something to prove in this game. But unfortunately, the first 10 minutes in the first half says a lot about the mentality in the dugout. You know, the both two teams went into the dugout 0-0, and in 10 minutes into the second half, something changed. What happened, bro? That shows that the mentality in the dugout cannot match up to what's going on with City, bro. And one thing that I want to say is, look, you can't cheat in the Premier League. It's not possible. If someone is there signing experienced, good players, and you're there signing young boys, and you think you're going to make something out of it, it's not going to happen, bro. And that's where we find ourselves in this result today. We're signing kids, and they're signing matured players. So today the kids are playing against the men, and that's what happened in the second half. And obviously, it's still shameful that we can't. Throughout this season, we cannot have 90-minute good game, apart from Barcelona, the ones that we took advantage of the red card. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I feel like if the ownership are wise enough, they should wake up. They should wake up from this performance and see that the project cannot work out. Just save this football club from embarrassment. You know, people came and predicted that we're gonna lose this game, and we went on and lose, bro. If it gets to this level for a team, bro, I'm so sorry. I don't know where we're going to find ourselves next season. Because when you are easily predictable, people predict that we're going to lose. Even Chelsea fans predict that we're going to lose. And we lost. And we lost the game, bro. What sort of mentality is this, bro? This is getting out of hand, I'm telling you. And yeah, you can see today that we're in a big trouble. We're in a big mess, bro. We're in a big mess. That's it.
I predicted 2-0 defeat. Minaz predicted 3-0. Fair play to him. He got 100% right. But I thought, as you said, would compete. That's the thing, as you said, is most painful, is the fact that first half was actually one of our best first halves in quite a long time. Yeah. But then second half we capitulated and the players mentally just checked out. But we know that these players aren't good enough, and we know that we haven't got a lot of leaders in this team, but who are they supposed to rely on? Who are they supposed to turn to? You know, because, you know, Enzo Fernandez is a captain, but he's talking about wanting to go to Madrid. Reece James, for as great as he isn't really that vocal of a leader. He's someone that always gets injured as well. So who are we supposed to turn to, you know, for leadership?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that this is where the question of the managerial needs to come in. I'm going to take you back to 2021, when Tuchel was the manager of this football club. We went through what is more worse than this, bro. We're going through a lot The club is being sanctioned. You know, you don't even know which player is going to play next season. Everything is up and down. But you've got that manager with that experience, with that sort of winning mentality, and he went all out there to win you Champions League. That shows how much the manager is so much important in a football club. If Tuchel can win a Champions League in that situation, bro, I don't see any reason why we should be suffering this way. That's where we need to call. That's where we need to look at it and question this manager. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are like, how do we manage to play that way in the first half? And we went so bad in second half. And one thing that I've realized is that City is just too much for us. These guys are way more than us. These guys are bullying us. Estival wasn't even in the game because Rico O'Reilly was bullying him every time he got the ball. We can see from the midfield, what's it called? He's doing his thing in the midfield comfortably. Rodrigo is doing his own thing comfortably in the midfield. And you can see today we saw, and that's what I keep saying, bro. If this performance and the club keep going in this direction, a lot of these guys are gonna lose. They're gonna lose. I mean, the qualities. You can see Caicedo today. I've not seen in ages Caicedo missing out on that sort of third goal that we considered. So this is the implication, bro. If we don't get better, it's just gonna get worse. So to me, I feel like, going back to your question, this is where we need to start questioning the manager. You know, if we can have that sort of performance in the first half, in this sort of big games, what changes in the second half? It means we don't have a manager that is capable to do the job, bro.
So we've got some fans as well that booed at full time. I was one of them, and I think rightly so, because we paid good money for our tickets. I was speaking to a couple that came from the United States who paid $300 each for their ticket today.
Look at that,
you know, so with that as well, with the fans as well, what do you say to the fans that, you know, don't really understand the situation in terms of like they get upset when other fans boo the players at full time, and then fans that are talking about blue coat out or blue coat in, what's your reaction to it? Like, first of all, do you approve of the booing, and second of all, what do you say to those fans that don't approve of the booing and aren't really vocal about blue coat?
Bro, it's a mixed feelings. It's a mixed feelings, and in my own opinion, I respect whatever people's decision are. You know, if you decide to boo the player, I think fair enough. If you've been here for ages watching this football club achievement, you know, the way we stood back in Stamford Bridge, and you know, I think I really understand where these guys are coming from, you know, because it's just not unbelievable, bro. It's unbelievable when you come down here to at least get something out of, you know, the players, the manager, the football club, and you're let down. So what can you do? So I really respect these guys. You know, it's not the best act to do in football, but if they decide to boo the player, I'm in for it. And for the people that think that going forward we've got to sort of like back this attitude up, I think they're not proper Chelsea, to be honest, because these because I think you guys need to realize that it's just gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse if you keep siding these guys. Like I said before, my worries is next season. This season is gone, but how are we not gonna find ourselves in a situation like Spurs? That's my question, bro. Next season is gonna be brutal, bro. You know what I'm saying? Last season we're a little bit shaky, but we came back with a strong finish of the season. But now, what's the hope? United, a lot of games coming up. So in my own opinion, I respect everybody's decision. If you want to boo the player, continue to boo them, you know. And if you think that this you know, backing up this situation, in my own opinion, I think you're not right. I think you're not a proper Chelsea fan, because we want to win, we want to compete, we want to be there, we want to compete for Premier League, we want to win trophies as well. So in my own opinion, we should be on the same phase. Let's chase this guy out. Let's do everything to make sure that these guys, our voice are heard, you know. Yeah.
Speaking of voices being heard, next week is the protest. Do you have any comments for that?
Yeah, guys, turn up for the protest. You know, not doing anything, you're not gonna get anything. You've got to do something to get something. Let's try one more time. Strasbourg fans are coming up. Let's turn up. Let's show the love for this football club. And maybe, I'm quite sure the ownership as well watch what happened today. They probably will be thinking, are we on the right track? Because a lot of these players that are signed with the huge money, you're not gonna sell them for that same amount. So I think they should be realizing the mess that they are in right now. Turn up next week. Let's have a proper protest. Maybe that's going to change something, you know, and maybe a good summer for us. Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, full time here.
Yeah, thank you very much, brother.
Chelsea 3, Man City 0. How about this? Long up the